Okay, you guys, I think I am live on Facebook, I think. If I'm not, then I don't know where I'm at. That's kind of funny. Anyway, it says I'm live, and hopefully I have Facebook clicked, so hopefully that's where I am at. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. Hey, sweetie. Okay, I'm back. um, that's really funny because I'm not on my Purple Pinky Promises page like I thought I would be. I'm on my page, so I'm gonna have to fix that somehow. Anyway, I'm working with some new apps. And when I went to go over to YouTube, it said that I was not allowed to do a live stream, which is weird because I have a channel. I don't understand. I got to figure that out. Just one more thing that I have to figure out that I have all the time in the world for. So anyway, this is kind of wonky because my camera is down there and I see myself up there. So I'm going to do my best to try to look at the camera when I'm talking. It's a little odd that I'm looking down and it feels like yeah, it's weird. Okay, I'm gonna look up. Anyway, so here I am. Hello, everybody. I was planning on an introduction because I was going on YouTube live for the first time. That'll happen maybe next week. I have a week to work on that now. I'll post this video over there on YouTube though. And for those of you who are expecting to catch it over there, I will post it and you can catch this video there. So I'll figure that out too. Anyway, so today we are going to work on a card, another Valentine's Day card. And I think you're going to really like it. It is a coloring or inking technique using stencils. And I've really kind of fallen in love with stencils all over again. They've come a long way. There's all kinds of different types of stencils now. You've got layering stencils that are being manufactured and they're awesome. And today we're going to use some stencils from Pinkfresh, and it's a plaid stencil. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to show you some things that I'm going to show you some things that I created. Well, first we'll look at what we're going to make, and then I'll show you how I got to this. So I'm going to switch you over just a second. Maybe I am. Hold on just a second. Okay, wait a sec. Is it not showing? All right, this is supposed to work. Give me a moment. There we go. And there it is. Well, what do you know? Oh gosh, I have that big old logo right there next to me, don't I? Anyway, okay. So this is the project that we're working on today. And don't you love that stenciled background? Using 2 distress oxides that are actually available in the store. And I will post this video over on my Purple Pinky Promises page, and I will post this on YouTube. So anyway, I'll try to watch for comments also. Here we go. in the middle of the afternoon. I'm going to call this 3 o'clock therapy because coloring is very relaxing and inking is kind of part, I call that part of the coloring process. All right, so here I got to this. If you've ever read the book, If You Give a Pig a Pancake, that's kind of how I got to this process. So I made this card. It's a slimline, and it's, I love it. It's a lot of fun. It's also using some Pinkfresh dyes. I'll start with showing you the Pinkfresh dyes that were used. The slimline die was used. Beautiful cutout here. And then I took the circles. There's some, these are called the slimline braided circles panel. That's what this is called. And then they have just the set of circles that are also, I have in my store. And I used this one of the circles for the background, and it fit just perfectly behind there. And then I used these cute little, we used that the other day, these cute little Dress My Craft dessert mix little embellishments. Anyway, so and of course for this I used the, we used these the other day too, these dyes from Pinkfresh. And I'm trying to think what else I used on this. Oh, I used the twine, which is also in my store. And I used these cute little hearts. I don't know if you can see it very well. I think it's kind of shiny on there. You can see it a little. Yeah, I'm hopefully gonna give us a little more light here. Give me a second. Today is full of, give me a second. Give me another second. Okay, so we've got the cute little hearts. Those are also in the store. Those are Dress My Craft also. And they're just these little clear hearts that have a flat back on them, and you can adhere them. So, yeah, and I layered these up. I used 3 dyes and glued them together to give them a little bit of dimension and lift. Okay, so I started out with this, and then I decided, oh, look, I have these white circles, and well, when I cut the white circles out, I was like, oh, I have those white circles. I should do something with them. So then I thought, oh, I could cut out the love you from those circles so I don't waste them, or, just pitch them to the side and decide, that I never end up using them. Well, so then when I cut them out of the circles, I ended up using the negative from that. And that was, so that's kind of how, that was the next step in this process. And then I was like, well, what do I put it on? What background do I use? And then that's how I came to using the Plaid stencil. So I stenciled up a background for it and used some more of these cute little gems on it, or embellishments on it. Inked up some hearts to match the Oxide colors that I've used, which I used, both of those are in the store. I used Worn lipstick, and the other one that I used, I think there's only one other blue color in there. I can't remember what it was, but they just coordinate so nicely. Anyway, so yeah, that's how I came to that. And then I decided I wanted to do more stenciling, and so I thought, oh, worn lipstick and tattered rose would be really pretty together. So that's what we're going to do today. And I promise you, you're not going to sit here and watch me ink up 2 panels. I actually thought ahead. I thought I was a little prepared. I actually sat down and worked on the switcher. I worked so hard to get myself all prepared today, and YouTube decides to spit in my face. Oh well, such is life. So when you got lemons, you just make lemonade. You come back to Facebook where it's, well, I'm not going to say it's friendly on Facebook always, but anyway, for the most part, I've had a little bit more success and a little bit more I'm more familiar. Oh yeah, by the way, that paper that I used in the background, I would be remiss if I didn't mention this darling little paper that was used in this card is from Sunny Studios. And this is the paper. It's called Summer Splash. And it's on its way. Should be here tomorrow if the mail behaves itself and delivers it like it says it's going to deliver it. It should be here tomorrow, and I will be putting it in the store. It's cute. It's a little surprise in there that you would never think would be a Valentine-worthy card, but it is. It's darling. Those cute little flamingos are smooching, and they've got hearts, and that's just cute, and it's a different color. And just not, blue isn't what you typically think of for Valentine's, and I always like to come up with things that are different and non-traditional. So, okay, now I'm done with all that. All right, so let's get to inking up this card. All right. You're going to start with this. I'm going to show you what I did. So first thing is that I measured out the stencil, and it was 5 by 6 1/4. So I cut my paper so that it would fit on there nicely. And the other thing I wanted to tell you is this wonderful little mat is from Waffle Flower, and I am placing an order. And last time I checked, they were actually in stock there, and I will be picking those up, and I will be selling these mats. They're silicone. They're wonderful if you're an artist and you do any kind of painting. These little pods, spots for pods, perfect. You put water in there. This is wonderful, and it actually, you're less likely to move. It's a non-slick surface, and it has a little divot here, and I love that it's indented here. So watch this. This is what you can do. You can take your card, if you've got it measured exactly like your stencil, you stick it in here in the corner, just like so. It's almost like lining up your cardstock inside any kind of stamp platform. So you stick your stencil right over it, and you get some washi tape. And I think when I had started this, I was not quite lined up exactly in there, so I have to move mine just a little bit. I think I've got it lined up just nicely. But anyway, that's not the right one. I gotta finish the first layer. So I digress. When I first did my card, this first card, I had my cardstock cut out to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 because it was already cut out that way, and I didn't want to. I thought, oh, perfect. So it fit actually exactly into this frame here. So I had to tape it down on the back side. So if you have some paper that you have already cut up 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 for your base, all you need to do is just tape it down to the back side, then flip it onto your work surface. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to finish inking this up. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I'm using these brushes. I got mine on Amazon, just to let you know. They're quite expensive if you look elsewhere. So this summer when I was looking to start trying some brushes, I got mine on Amazon, and I'm very happy with, I'm not displeased with them. Let's just put it that way. So, I don't know that if I will sell ink blending brushes in the store. I have my reasons. I think they're kind of priced a little high, and Amazon has them at a decent price. I'll leave it at that. Okay. Once in a while I do shop at the big box store. Oh, it's not, I see where I'm not quite lined up. Just 1 second. hopefully this turns out. If it doesn't, then you guys can watch me fail and know that I'm not perfect. Sometimes my projects don't always turn out. It's kind of been, you know, I wasn't really struggling today. I actually felt like I was doing well, but well. So I do label my, I label my projects. Is that better? I don't know when that's turned. I label my projects. I label my brushes. Sorry. I said I label my projects. I don't label my projects. I label my brushes. Especially I don't my regular distress inks because they just wash off really nice. I just take a baby wipe and wipe over it. But the oxides I do, they kind of tend to stay very inky for a little bit of time. So yeah, I label them and I use the same color. That's just a little tip. Okay, so we're going with warm lipstick. And I don't like crossover coloring into my ink pads. Those of you who've been to my classes know that. I'm like, oh, don't do that. Okay, so I'm just very gently going over it. So yes, I started this so you didn't have to watch me do a whole sheet. And this will take me, you know, a couple of minutes. And a couple of minutes of watching me do this is long enough. You got the gist of it by then. So, like I said, I was thinking ahead. You're welcome. So, if you're over on YouTube and you happen to be watching the replay on this, if I ever get this reposted, I am Donna Mack, and I am the owner of Purple Pinky Promises. I started my company on September 1st of 2020 last year. I left Stampin' Up. I was a demonstrator for 4 years over, yes, at Stampin' Up. And I opened up my little studio here a couple years, 3 years ago, in the basement of my home. And I have had customers come, and I still have customers here that are wonderful about social distancing and wearing their masks. And let's see, very small classes. We aren't, right now with the pandemic, we aren't doing very large classes at all. The most I do is 4 people at a time, and that's it. So, and usually we get about 2 or 3 going at that. I think I've had 1 class so far with 4 people in it, and we did fine. Okay. Trying to think of what else I want to tell you about this. So basically what I do is I just look to see if I've got good coverage, and I don't. I actually see right here, I didn't get it covered like I wanted, like it should be. So before I lift, another thing I do before I lift is I don't touch my project. I'll finish my introduction here in just a second. I don't touch it. I don't touch my paper until I've got my hands clean. So one of the things you're going to need is to make sure you have some like baby wipes or something to wipe your hands with. Oh, see, there you go. It was fine. Set that there. Okay. So there's that. Now, I am not going to, see, I have a little smudge there. That's okay. It's going to get inked over, and you'll see that in the next step. So what I would do is I would take this and place it over here and line it up just like I did before, okay? But I'm not going to ink the whole thing in front of you. I'm going to use a different color. I'm going to set this aside, let it dry. That's one of the things you need to do also is need to make sure that you let it dry. So, and as I told you to wash your hands if you touch anything on your stencil, look what I'm doing. I'm touching it without wiping my hands off. See, do as I say, not as I do. Anyway, so setting this aside to dry, and I'm probably going to use something even more, I might use it more vibrant, like a red or something on that. That's what I'm thinking for the next color for that. So there's that. All right, so I already started the second layer, as you can see in this example here. So we're just going to cover that so that I get my bearing straight. I'm going to move my ink out of the way and get the correct ink out, because I know myself too well. And I'll pick up the Tattered Rose. Okay, so Tattered Rose is what we're using, Distress Oxide. Both these colors are in my store. So purplepinkypromises.com. I'm just looking for the embossed logo to see what the top side is, to locate the top side. Okay, so I'm going to line this up, and just like again I said before, I think I was just slightly off when I did this, and I'm just trying to line it up. There we go. I think that should do it. Okay, so now that I have that lined up, I'm gonna grab some tape. I'm using new tape because I don't want to lose any of the tack. I want it to stay down. I don't want to lose. I'm gonna go ahead and so anyway, okay. Sorry, I kind of spaced off just for a bit there. So I started back up as my own business. I started my first class in October. The first Friday of October, I had a class. That's not working. And 1st of November, I had one of my first kits ready to roll out using Dare to Be Artsy products. Why is that not working? We're going to have a little bit of a mess if I don't get this lined up right, guys. So anyway, and I launched my website for products to be sold on December 31st. So that was exciting. It's an exciting new year. New products. Oh, see, do something complicated. So it might not line up this time exactly this way around, but we're just gonna, I'm not gonna stress over it. We have enough stress in our lives, right? Okay, let's just do it. So again, same process, and these lines are just a little thinner, so gently going over. And I'm not really worried about covering the pink. I actually want to cover the pink, and the Distress Oxides are really nice because, especially for beginners, because they blend very nicely, very easily. I'm not using hardly any pressure at all, and I really shouldn't be touching the center of that, but I am. So just a gentle, and if you don't get the color that you're looking for, just reapply, keep reapplying, and they stay very inky. So you can pick it back up and start blending it again. They stay inky for quite a bit. And yeah, I love these stencils. And I love this mat because you can use it as a placement, repositioning placement. If you tape your project down, you can do that. So see, I had my blob of ink was too heavy, but I just kept blending it and it just kept going. It's they're just wonderful. Some of you have probably experienced blending and you didn't feel like you were very successful. Oxides will make you feel like you're the queen of the art industry. Honestly, they're wonderful. The inks are wonderful to work with. Okay, see, aren't you glad I didn't start at the bottom corner? It's taken a while. So where was I? Yep, launched my website December 31st. Celebrating a new year, new level of my business. and I have some products over there. I'm getting ready to add some more products. Just lots of fun. I'm having lots of fun doing this, guys. I've really enjoyed launching the store, trying new things. It's just been an absolute blast. Absolute blast. So if you get too much ink, like I said, just keep blending. Just keep blending. Just keep blending. Blending, blending. And you all don't want to hear me sing. I get a little crazy. Those of you who have crafted with me, spent any kind of weekend with me, know I can get crazy. I get silly. Okay, there you go. There you have it. That's the real me. I love to have fun. We should have joy. We need more joy in this world that we live in, right? We need people that understand. Yeah. Nope. Yeah, whatever. It's getting chopped off. You'll see. So it doesn't matter. The corner of this just isn't quite lined up, but that's okay because we're going to chop that off. Not going to stress. Okay, and you'll see. Sometimes you start to fret about things that aren't necessary to fret over. Gotta pick and choose your crafting battles. All right, I think, no, I need to blend that better. I think I have it blended the way I want it. Look how pretty. And then my favorite part of this is the reveal. The reveal is so much fun. It's the ooh, ah, wow factor. Yeah, here I am seeing some more that needs, just in case I decide. Yeah, I think we're good. It's pretty big, so it's going to get cut down quite a bit. I'd be more worried if it was in the center, but I think, you know, along the edges where most of this is going to show is making me very happy. Okay, so now we have the reveal, and I'm taking that tape off, throwing it away because it's got, more than likely got ink on it, and you don't want that ink to get on your paper if you decide to reuse it for your die cutting. You don't want that disaster. So here we are. What a beautiful pattern that we have. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it. Okay. So it's actually, it's still very, no, I'm not gonna, I could do that instead. Okay. I saw a spot that didn't blend very well, so I just took my finger and wiped on it, wiped it up. Okay. Now, because it's still very inky, I am going to dry it up. So because it's a silicone mat, it can take heat, and which is very nice. And so I'm going to do the best I can to get. I don't need to be so close. The best I can to dry it up right now. So okay. I wonder why. On off of there. Where's my tool? I wonder why when I set this up, it didn't do it over at my business page. That's weird. Oh, look, guys, I have a smudge of something in there. Oh, phooey. I don't know what that is. Yeah, smudge it worse. That's great. Okay, see? It happens to me too, you guys. I smudged it, and I don't know what that was. I have no clue. Well, it was pretty. Okay, maybe I'll fudge with that. We'll see how we can fix that. See, sometimes you just gotta roll with it. Okay. What did I do? There it is. Okay. Okay, another item that I picked up in the store. And here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to trim off the edges and bring it down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So just going to take that process. I like how these have the measurements up here. It also has a score. And you can see that your numbers are really well marked on this. And I'm gonna go here. And the paper I'm working with is Nina 80-pound weight cardstock. Okay. So I've just trimmed my edges first. So now I have a 4 1/2 by, or 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So now I'm going to trim it down to 4, but I want to trim it down on both sides so that my pattern is even. So I'm going to go down to 4 1/8 on this side. And then I'm going to take it down to 4 on the other side. So that way, as you can see, the pattern will be even for both sides. Nice, nicely marked lines. I can tell where I'm going. So there's that. So you can see it's even. Now we're going to do the same thing on this side. So it's 5 1/2, but we're going to take it down 1/8 of an inch to 5 3/8. Take it and turn it and take it down to 5 1/4. So there we go. We have our card base. All right. Now we can get ready to. Trying to decide how I'm going to cover that nasty little ink spot up. Nope, not going to work there. We're going to try it up here. So first, what I'm going to do before I put my background on is I'm going to take, I inked up some paper, so we're done with this. I'll move this out of the way. I need some coffee. I all of a sudden got tired. It's about the time of day I start to get tired at work too. Okay. I need to wash my hands off. Distress inks have a little bit of a chalky feeling to them. So, use my baby wipe here. Get my hands clean. So you can kind of tell when you have ink on them. All right. So I went ahead and inked up this sheet earlier so it would be dry so that when we were ready to stamp, we could stamp. Okay. This little stamp is from Pinkfresh. It's this little one right here that says, "You're in my heart." Gorgeous little set that is also a layering stamp set. It's best to use in a repositioning stamp positioner tool so that you can get those layers, and you can see you get multiple colors in your leaves and in your flowers. So pretty. And then there's a die that cuts it out. All right. I don't always get it the first time when I stamp. See, as you can tell, I smudged. Today I'm the queen of smudging. So, there we go. All right, I'm gonna say a prayer for me. It's very inky, so we're gonna have to dry that. This is another ink that is a pigment ink. It's Versafine Clair. I love this ink for clear image, like very clear and fine and detailed stamps and writing. It's perfect for that type of stuff. And if you're wanting to emboss, this is a nice ink to emboss with if you want different colors. So your Versafine Clair colors, and then you take your clear embossing powder and you sprinkle it over, and you have that color that's embossed with your heat tool. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna dry. So I don't smudge like I did that last one. And I don't know if you can hear me talking over the dryer or the heat tool. But I'm assuming you can hear me. I think it's dry. Okay. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's dry. Okay. So, I used a die, and if my memory serves me well, this is from my old craft stash. And I believe it's Spellbinders, because Spellbinders, I think, I'm not sure. Guys, I'm sorry, but it's an old heart. You guys probably have hearts in your craft stash. If you're an avid crafter, you have hearts. So I'm not 100% sure where this came from. So bear with me. I got rid of a lot of stuff before I started my business to make some room. And I kept things that I felt like were really things that were just staples, craft staples. I kept those types of things that I felt like were just really important to keep in my stash. This was one of those things. And I'm just lining this up, and I'm going to take it through. Now, this isn't going to stick to this mat because it's silicone. It's gonna, but it also won't move. So this does have a lever that you can press down, but it doesn't stay there. I'm just an FYI. It might, then again, it might not. I make a liar out of me today. It actually is staying there. It's actually staying very well. Maybe it's this table that I'm thinking. No, maybe it was the mat that I used to use. It was paper, and that's why it didn't stick. Oh, see? It's all coming back to me now. That's another song. But I won't sing it because I don't think y'all want to hear me sing. Okay. I'm going to die cut this. Love this little thing. This little tool is awesome. Little mini die cutting thing. I got that last summer when I was down visiting my son and his family. Jordan and Rachel and the boys in Florida when I needed, don't tell anybody, I have one that I kept there. So I have one here because I loved it so much when I was there. I decided I wanted one to sit on my table so I wouldn't have to keep getting up, going behind me. I don't know if you can see. There it is behind me, right? And I just, you know how we get. We just kind of like, when you start crafting, you just get really comfortable and you just like relaxing. And it's so nice to have this little thing sitting here right on your table. So, and note to self, it sticks great to this, so use it again. All right. Okay. Yeah, something else that 2020 brought was my long hair. Decided to have long hair again, and consequently it goes everywhere. Okay, falls out everywhere, that is. All right. So now I'm just going to ink up. I decided that it needed just a little bit of a lift of some sort. It just needed some more definition, more depth. So I decided to ink that up around the edges. And I apologize that it's later in the day than I wanted it to be, but I apologize if you were over at my page. I'll post something later about that. So it might take a couple of layers because with the oxides just kind of absorb that other ink on top of it. It's just what it does by nature. So there's that. A little more over here. I'm happy with it. Now, if you were with me on, I said yesterday, but I meant on Tuesday, if you were here with me. I gave Leslie Benson at the Plaid Poodle a shout. And just a second, guys. I said that these are still a Stampin' Up! Item. I cut a bunch of hearts out with the detailed hearts die. And I'm trying to see what size heart. I did use that size heart. Okay. So you can shop with Leslie to get this wonderful detailed heart. Yeah, I'm all thumbs today. Maybe I've had too much coffee. You think? My husband says that once in a while when I get a little excited about things. He says, who's had some coffee? Somebody's had too much. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yep. Here it goes. And folks, just to let you know, liquid glue on oxides is not always the best combination. Just a warning. So make sure your sticky is sticky the way you want it. There we go. Sometimes too much sticky, okay, I'm gonna do this the right way now. Too much sticky is, it gets off on your paper. I don't know why, but I don't know why it sticks to your paper. Anyway, there we go. I'm having the time today. Yeah, see, I'm shaking and I think I've had too much coffee. I took that swig of coffee and now I got shaky. That's weird. Got the caffeine jitters, guys. I don't know if anybody's here or not. You know, that's just kind of like, we should be used to that. Talking to ourselves last year. We spent a lot of time with ourselves last year, didn't we? All right. I need my gems. Okay. So next, I got these HoneyBee Holiday Traditions gems. And just going to pick one of these up. Stick that on like so. cover up your camera. All right, so this twine, well, first I'm going to put my hearts down. So the first thing I did was I set my heart. I wanted it to sit right there. I don't know if you can see it very well in the camera, but right here there's this little corner, and I'm trying to make sure that my heart goes right there. So I took my hearts that I wanted to use, and I set my first few down, and I kind of went with that. So there's a medium. Okay. So the first one I set down, I said set down, laid down, was this one. I'm going to stick the glue here on it directly. Kind of tucked it under, kind of like at an angle like that, because I wanted it kind of to give it the look of coming out, like you make my heart explode type of thing. And then the next two were the large ones, and I'm making sure I've got the right side, because these make my eyes, these lights that my husband put in there, they work really well for lighting, but man, sorry about all the shadows, guys. My eyes go kind of wonky, so I wanted it to tuck in kind of like this. Just like that. And then the next one I wanted to come up a little, I'm going to have it come up a little higher, because that one was, yep, that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, so gotta clean off my tip. It's kind of, if you're here and I don't see anybody on with me, I can't tell who's here and who's not, so I apologize. Can't see. All right, now I'm going to put this up on a dimensional. I had one here. Here it is, left over from Tuesday when I did my live. So I thought, oh, I'll just use that. And that is the Express It double-sided foam. So here we go. So I just use that dip there as my little guide. Okay, and now all I do is just get all my hearts up there. Okay, so where's my twine? Twine is in the store. This is the red. I believe it's the sparkle. And here's my little tip to save your twine. You get, by the way, you get 10 yards of this on this cute little spool. Comes packaged up, and it's in this cute little, it's wound up on this cute little spool, tied up with a bow. Anyway, 10 yards, $1.89. Can't beat it. All right, so I just do that, and then I get out the rest of them. Okay, and in my Lawn Fawn double-sided tape, I just place a strip approximately in the location. You can also use glue dots for this too, but I just kind of lay it across here so it'll catch it. And then I lay a little bit over here on this side to catch it. Peel it off, and I start on one side and bring it to the other. want it to lay underneath the heart, like so. I just kind of lay it the way I want it. That's kind of where I want it. Lift it up, tuck it back. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then I bring this side. Tuck it over. That simple. And there to have it. So today, I said I wasn't really struggling, but not today, but when I was creating this this card, I struggled with the bow. And I'm not going to struggle online with the bow. I'm just going to make the bow and stick it on with a glue dot and be done with it. Because sometimes, well, those of you who struggle with ribbon and twine and all that and making bows, I feel your pain. Because when I was making this card, had that pain. And it was not fun, nor was it pleasant. So on it goes with a glue dot. I'm just not going to play. So there it is. It's going to go on at an angle right there. That's where I want it. And we are now ready to place our hearts on very quickly. And it goes on our base and we're done. Okay. Or I thought I might use, my heart's going off at an angle, but I honestly think I can probably cover that up with some more Oxide later. The point is an explosion of hearts here. Trying to decide which ones I want. I think I want this one. Wrong side. Good thing I caught that, huh? I kind of want that to turn. There we go. And I'm so quiet. Sometimes I just like to sit in this is proof that when I craft, I sit in quiet and I don't really talk a lot or just do much of anything. I sit and contemplate on what I'm doing. Sorry, I get quiet when I craft. It just does get quiet. I forget to talk. I forget that I'm live, you guys. I just get so engrossed in what I'm doing. I'm having a blast. This is really fun times. Okay, I'm just gonna stick a few more here on there. Maybe I think I don't know. Let's see what that does. Sometimes we get too carried away. And then it's really time to stop. Okay. I think that's good. I like that. Okay. Awesome sauce. All right, I'm gonna put this on the card and we'll be done. Thanks for hanging in there with me if you did. And I don't know that you did. I'm gonna chop off some of that excess here. And get my glue on. I go over my twine. I do. I still glue it down. Some people like to use dimensional tape, the foam adhesive, when they use ribbon or whatever. I don't. I just glue it down. I just make sure I get it good and glued. Leave myself some sliding room. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't go on the way you like it. A little too crooked. There we go. Good enough. I'm a little heavy on those edges there. Oh well. When I trimmed that down, I think I trimmed it down too much. Tis what it is. I'm just gonna stick it on there. Like I said, I will post this to YouTube. It'll probably be later this evening. And stick this over on my business Facebook page. And ta-da! It is done. Yay! Original, what we just made. Yay! Okay, guys, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you coming over and checking out my crafty little corner. May you have a blessed day, a blessed weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.